A New Earth, Awakening to Your Life's Purpose by Eckhart Tolle is a spiritual guidebook that aims to help individuals achieve a higher level of consciousness, overcome the ego, and transform both their inner lives and the external world. Tolle builds on themes introduced in his previous work, The Power of Now, but in A New Earth, he focuses more on the collective transformation of human consciousness. According to Tolle, humanity is on the verge of a profound shift in awareness that is essential for overcoming suffering, achieving inner peace, and fostering a harmonious and sustainable world. The core idea, awakening from egoic consciousness. At the heart of A New Earth is the concept of the ego, which Tolle defines as the false sense of self that individuals construct based on their thoughts, emotions, and identification with external forms such as roles, possessions, and social status. The ego thrives on separation and perpetuates suffering through conflict, judgment, and a constant need for validation. It is the root cause of humanity's collective dysfunction, leading to personal dissatisfaction as well as societal problems like war, inequality, and environmental destruction. Tolle argues that the only way to transcend this ego-driven existence is to become aware of it. He refers to this process as awakening. This awakening, or shift in consciousness, involves disidentifying from the ego and recognizing the deeper, true self that is connected to the universal consciousness. By becoming aware of our egoic patterns and stepping into the present moment, individuals can break free from suffering and experience a profound sense of peace and purpose. Tolle emphasizes that this transformation must occur not only on an individual level but also on a collective level. For humanity to create a new earth, a world free of conflict, greed, and destruction, there must be a widespread awakening to a higher state of consciousness. The ego and its role in suffering. One of the central themes of the book is that the ego is the primary source of suffering. Tolle explains that the ego is obsessed with seeking fulfillment outside of itself, through material possessions, achievements, relationships, and social recognition. However, these pursuits are ultimately unfulfilling because they are temporary and do not address the deeper needs of the soul. The ego also thrives on comparison, judgment, and a sense of superiority or inferiority, which leads to interpersonal conflicts and inner dissatisfaction. Tolle explores how the ego manifests in everyday life through roles and identities. For example, people often identify with their profession, social status, nationality, or even their problems and grievances. These identities reinforce a sense of separateness and create barriers between individuals. The more one identifies with the ego, the more one is disconnected from the present moment and the true essence of being. The ego also operates through what Tolle calls the pain body, which is the accumulation of unresolved emotional pain from the past. The pain body can become activated in certain situations, causing people to react with disproportionate anger, fear, or sadness. Tolle explains that becoming aware of the pain body and learning to observe it without reacting is essential for healing and spiritual growth. The importance of presence. A key aspect of transcending the ego, according to Tolle, is cultivating presence, the state of being fully conscious and aware in the present moment. The ego lives either in the past through regret, resentment, or nostalgia, or in the future through anxiety, worry, or hope. By bringing attention to the present moment, individuals can break free from the constant stream of egoic thought and experience a deeper connection to life. Tolle explains that the present moment is the gateway to spiritual awakening because it is the only place where true life unfolds. He advocates for practices such as mindfulness, meditation, and simple awareness of the breath as tools for cultivating presence. By becoming fully present, individuals can step out of the mental noise of the ego and experience a sense of peace, joy, and aliveness. The flowering of consciousness. In A New Earth, Tolle speaks about the flowering of human consciousness, which refers to the widespread awakening that he believes is beginning to take place on Earth. This awakening, he argues, is not just an individual process but a collective one. As more people become aware of the ego and begin to live from a place of presence, they contribute to the creation of a new, more peaceful and harmonious world. Tolle acknowledges that this shift in consciousness will not happen overnight and that humanity is still largely dominated by egoic structures. However, he is optimistic that the increasing interest in spirituality, mindfulness, and self-awareness is a sign that this awakening is already underway. He describes it as an evolutionary leap, one that is necessary for the survival and flourishing of humanity and the planet. The role of surrender. A key concept in the book is the idea of surrender, which Tolle defines as the ability to accept the present moment as it is, without resistance. This does not mean passivity or giving up on change, but rather letting go of the egoic need to control and manipulate circumstances. Surrender is about trusting the flow of life and recognizing that inner peace does not depend on external conditions. Tolle explains that resistance to the present moment creates suffering because it is a denial of reality. The ego is always seeking something different, more success, more happiness, or a different situation, and in doing so, it creates inner conflict. By practicing acceptance and surrender, individuals can find peace in the present moment, regardless of the external situation. Surrender is particularly important in dealing with challenges and adversity. Tolle suggests that when individuals stop resisting difficult circumstances and instead embrace them as opportunities for growth, they can transcend suffering and transform their relationship with life. Purpose beyond the ego. Tolle distinguishes between two types of purpose: outer purpose and inner purpose. Outer purpose refers to the specific roles, goals, and activities that people engage in during their lives. While these are important, they are secondary to the deeper inner purpose of spiritual awakening. The inner purpose, according to Tolle, is the same for everyone: to awaken to a higher state of consciousness and to live in alignment with the present moment. When people prioritize their inner purpose, their outer purpose often becomes clearer and more fulfilling. Tolle argues that when individuals are aligned with their inner purpose, they approach their outer goals with less attachment and more creativity, love, and presence. Outer achievements, then, become expressions of the deeper, awakened self, rather than attempts to fulfill the ego's desires. The path to a new earth. The final chapters of A New Earth discuss the practical implications of awakening for both individuals and society as a whole. Tolle suggests that as more people become aware of their true nature and let go of the ego, they will contribute to the creation of a new earth, one characterized by compassion, cooperation, and sustainability. The shift in consciousness is essential for addressing global challenges like environmental degradation, inequality, and conflict. Tolle emphasizes that the creation of a new earth begins with individual transformation. Each person who awakens contributes to the collective consciousness and helps to raise the overall level of awareness on the planet. He encouraged readers to take responsibility for their own awakening and to live in a way that reflects the principles of presence, acceptance, and compassion. Conclusion. In A New Earth, Eckhart Tolle offers a blueprint for personal and collective transformation. By awakening from egoic consciousness and embracing the present moment, individuals can transcend suffering and live more fulfilling lives. The book's core message is that humanity is on the cusp of a spiritual awakening, and each person has a role to play in creating a more peaceful, conscious world. Through the practice of presence, surrender, and self-awareness, we can move beyond the limitations of the ego and contribute to the emergence of a new earth.